Hey, it's the middle of the night and I have a lot to say and I have no one to say it to, so I'm gonna say it here because who gonna check me? Anyways, so something happened at school. I'm a senior and I say it's a PWI just to make it easy, but it's not PWI because, well, it kind of is, I guess. Like, okay, Black people are the minority at my school, but there are a lot of Hispanics, so it's like less than 50% at my school is minorities. So majority of the school is technically white, but it's like it's pretty diverse. Like, in my opinion, it's pretty diverse, but it's still like a lack of Black people. So that's the backstory. And I have this teacher. She was never my teacher before. She's the JRROTC teacher, which is like the military teacher at my school. And I have computer lab because I'm a senior, so I like barely have a schedule. I only have like 3 of my classes to graduate and I'm taking them all online, so I really don't need to go to school, like basically what I'm saying, but that's besides the point. So anyways, yeah, so bro, I suck at telling stories. Hold up, I should timestamp this shit because I talk too damn much and like I just be elaborating for no reason. But anyways, I get off topic really easily. But yeah, so bro, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so she's a JROTC teacher and I'm a senior, so I barely have classes. So my 5th period class is computer lab, which is basically like if you have FOVS classes, which are like virtual classes, then you go in that class, but you don't have to do anything in those classes. Like, you literally, there are people in that class who sleep the whole period, but I always use my class time like to be productive or whatever. So yeah, I don't know this lady. Again, if you don't know me, which you don't, but I come into school every day, like I be having like extra outfits. I wear heels in school. Like, I'm that bitch, I'm that girl. So and again, I moved schools because, well, a big reason why I moved schools was because, well, it's not a big reason, but it's like a factor. Like, I've dealt with a lot of discrimination from Black people growing up. Like, Black women like are just not nice to me, and my mom always was like, oh, it's because you're confident and all this other stuff. And like, I don't know, like I just hear you're grown, you're this, you're that, or like, you know the looks, the stares, the vibes, the energy. Like, I'm a very vibes, like I catch vibes, so I know when people are judging me, especially Black women, because I felt that's like, even from my own mother, like even though she's like, yeah, she's there for me, but like, even from my own mother, like I could tell when I wear an outfit and she's like, girl, what are you wearing? Like, type stuff like that, or just like negative energy from Black women. Like I can tell. Sorry, I have this on my face, but who cares? I've been crying all night because my stomach hurts. So yeah, I know she's like made comments like, oh, make sure your shirt stays down. Girl, I'm in dress code. Why are you talking about my shirt? And I remember last year, which was my first year at the school last year, and she said that I was out of dress code, but I had sleeves on, and it literally, like, I wasn't wearing a bra, and that's like, I'm pretty sure that's what she was commenting on. But like, yeah, so she's like made comments about my dress code. She's gave me stank looks when like I have heels on, whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, it is what it is. Gonna kill her with kindness. I'm not gonna give her a reason to hate me. I'm always on time to her class, blase blase. So and then there was this one time where I had to leave class for another teacher's class, and I made sure to ask her instead of just going, because like I'm trying to make sure like she knows that I'm being respectful. Like, I don't want to give her a reason to not like me. And also, I'm not a bad kid. Like, I just don't like being in situations like that. That's my backstory. Basically, I feel like retelling the story. This is gonna be so hard to watch. Like, why the fuck would someone want to watch this if I can't even speak for myself? If I edited this, I would be like, here's this bitch going overthinking again. Like, girl, like, get it together. Anyway, so basically my school has this thing where they have like college advisors coming in, and you can like sign up for them, and they're like during the school day. And I think FSU was coming to my school, and I just like signed up for them because they're good information, and like also like opportunity to get out of class. But even then, like, they're just good information to get. I'm about to start the whole college process and whatnot, so it's just good information. So that's why I was doing it. But also, like, I be having questions. Like, I just have a lot of questions to ask, so I just did it. So yeah, I basically told her before class, like, hey, this is the thing. And like, I saw that 2 other girls in that class. Again, I just got switched to this class, so I don't know anybody in this class. So I knew, like, I kind of know one girl, but I don't really know her. But anyways, I know that 2 other girls like were like going. So yeah, so I told her before, and then we all end up leaving because it was for 2 o'clock, and school ends, keep in mind, school ends at 2:20, but since I'm a senior, I get out at 2:15. So we all go to the meeting, and it basically starts late because most people didn't get there till after 2 o'clock. So the meeting starts late, it goes good, like we're asking questions, blah 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 blah, and then after we have opportunity to like ask her questions, get her card, whatever. So I'm like waiting in the line to get her card, and I'm with my other friend, her name's Nisi, and she had to pee, but I don't even remember if she had it, like we ended up going pee, but I was just like, I'm not going back to class because, like, not because I was trying to be disrespectful or anything, but because like the meeting ended after 2 o'clock. School ends at 2:15. So just keep that in mind. Like I want to say the meeting end anywhere between 2:06 and 2:10. Like that gives me 5 minutes, babes, but we're not gonna talk about it. So yeah, and I still ended up talking to the advisor, and I even got her card. And then the other lady, like basically at my school, we have it so that we can get excused if we were going on like a college visit, and me and my friend want to go to FAMU. So we were gonna go to the office, like, you know, kill two birds with one stone. Yes, kill one bird, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so that's what we're trying to do. So anyways, I don't know what happened, but basically the meeting ended, we talked to the lady, you know, I think my friend went to the bathroom, I don't know if she went to the bathroom, but you know, like, it's not like I was just lollygagging like in the office, like I was actually doing shit. And then my friend, she had to get this poster from our teacher, and then we went to the student services, and I don't even think, like, I think by the time we went to the student services, school was over, but that's besides the point. If I knew that I had to go back to that lady's class promptly, I would have, but we honestly, like, even if I went back to class, because the class is all the way across the campus, I still would have only been there for like 5 minutes. So just like keep all that in mind. So that was basically, we had block schedules, so I didn't have fifth period that day, which is the class period that I have her, but I didn't have her that day, but I had like my other schedule or whatever, and I was in my yearbook class, and I was like doing stuff or whatever, and I didn't get called out to the end of the class period. So I get called out, and it's maybe like an hour left in the class, and I'm going to the, I don't know what it's called, the discipline office or whatever, and with the same guy that I did with in the beginning of the year, like he's new or whatever, and I get called in, and he's like giving me looks and stuff. Like I can already tell he's judging me, because that's what he did the first time. And the only time I've gotten called into the office because I'm late, because I'm always fashionably late. Like I'm not even trying to be late. Like I'm just hot. Like I'm sorry, but anyways. So I got called in one time to the office. Like I've never gotten a referral before. I've never gotten warnings, none of that. So I get called in the office, and he's like talking, and he's like, oh, you got a referral. So I start crying because white women tears always work. That's what I found out. Like whenever like getting in trouble and all that other stuff, like white women tears always work. So I'm thinking like, okay, that's empathy, all this other stuff, blah blah blah, and you know, show them that you're human, because when people see my skin color, they like to denounce my human. I promise you I'm not dumb. It's just like 2 a.m. in the morning. My human, I have to look it up. My humanity. Like when people see my skin color, like I promise you, and this is why I want to make a video. I say so bad because I have so many theories, but like I promise you, like especially when I was in middle school, like the reason why I got bullied so bad is because people don't see me as a human because my skin is dark. I don't care what anybody says. That's the reason. So I always have to humanize myself, and like my way of doing that is crying, showing people that I'm a human, showing people that I have feelings. Like I don't try to be strong because people are gonna treat me like that, and I'm not strong. I'm not. So, sorry, that was aggressive. I'm not aggressive either. But anyways, so yeah, I started crying. He gave me these ugly ass tissues. They weren't even tissues, bitch. And sorry, that was aggressive. But anyways, I started crying, and I'm just like, well, I basically explained that to him, and I was just like, you know, that has to be a mistake because blah blah blah. And he was like, well, he was asking me questions, like he seemed very confused himself, and I was just like, yeah, she never talked to me about it, and I'm just like frustrated because I'm not a bad kid. And he was like, I hate when people say that, all this other stuff. Like, girl, when I say like, one thing about me is I'm going, and also I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder, and I'm a very like articulate person. So, and I know how to argue my point. I know how to argue for myself. So that's like my first mindset. I was like, this is a social issue. You're not gonna catch me. No one. I put out the facts. Like I was just basically like, you know, you can look at my record. So he basically looked at my record. He's like, you know, I don't see any referrals, like, you're a good kid, blah 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 blah, so I'm just gonna let you off on warning. I was like, no sir, because listen, I'm a senior, I've never gotten a warning before. I know it's not that deep, but like, I literally did not do anything wrong. So I'm not even trying to say that like, I'm not even trying to say that like a warning is fine, but like, I didn't do anything wrong. And I don't know, like, I don't know what in me just wanted to argue that, but I just wanted to argue it because I was just like, I really didn't do anything wrong. Which I mean, I could have went back to class, but like, it really just didn't make any sense to me. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. And he was just trying to be like, oh, warning's not that bad, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. I have to call your mom. Now, even if he did call my mom, I would have explained the situation. Like, I honestly don't think, like, it wouldn't have got me in trouble. I mean, I would have heard mess about it, but like, the thing about it is, like, I just be getting frustrated because I feel like he wasn't listening to me. I feel like he was already judging me from the beginning, and I don't feel like I should have gotten a warning because I didn't do anything wrong. And the other thing is, like, they want us to advocate for our grades, all this stuff. I'm over here advocating for my grade, advocating for college, like trying to get more information about college, all this other stuff, and do things for the future, and I'm getting in trouble. And then he went to say, well, the problem was the other true students came back and you didn't. Babes, they weren't worried about FSU. I was. So why should my fate be worried? Why should my fate be in the hands of two other students' whereabouts and not mine? If that's the case, then everybody, all these kids who didn't come back to class, because I know a lot of people didn't go back to class, need to get in trouble too. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm over here like, girl, bye. Like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. You're not getting a warning. I don't know what in my head. Like, I think Annalise Keating was getting to me because, girl, I was trying to get away with 0 punishment. Like, I don't know. Like, I should just took the warning because I shouldn't just not argued it. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't do anything wrong. And then when he was like, the world isn't perfect, like, I don't know. It just felt like very like what I used to have to deal with dealing with Black people. Like, not, I don't hate Black people, like, I definitely don't hate Black people. I just have, you know, there's problem in the Black community, so whatnot. But anyways, so like, yeah, I just felt like it was giving PTSD. That's what it was giving. It was giving, I have seen this, I've felt this before, and I don't like it. I don't like how I'm being treated right now. I don't like how you're talking to me. I don't like how you're looking at me like I'm already a bad student based off of how I look, because a lot of people do judge me based off of how I look, and I think I just went into attack mode. And I honestly think I should be compensated for that, because the way how I've had to learn how to navigate in life, and I'm only 17 years old, is ridiculous. So yeah, I was just like, I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to advocate for my grade, and I was trying to learn more about my future, and I'm just very frustrated right now because I feel like I shouldn't be getting in trouble in the first place. And I don't really remember. Hold up, I do remember. Yeah, I don't know, like, kicks and giggles, but something escalated. Like, basically, I was just like, okay. And he was like, well, since it's a warning, I still have to call your mom. And I'm like, I'm not okay with that. I'm getting very frustrated and stuff like that. And I was like, it's fine. Like, I was basically shutting down, and I looked away, and I just started crying because I was actually like fucking annoyed because I feel like he wasn't listening to me and stuff like that. And you know, I felt like a panic attack coming on, so I wanted to call my mom, and he was like, you're not allowed to. Well, I was like, I need to call my mom real quick because I feel like, and he was like, I already heard what you have to say. Like, he cut me off. Like, he didn't even let me say that I was about to have a panic attack. Like, he was just like, I already know. Like, and it was very much giving like, oh, you're just trying to argue. Like, you're just a kid who's just trying to argue. You're just a little like Black girl who's just trying to argue. So I'm not even gonna let's, you know, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's my perspective. And, you know, that's my perspective. That's how I felt. But I am, like, I will tell you 99% of the time when it comes to vibes and how people treat me and, like, outcomes, I am never wrong. Like, my 99% rate. So I just feel like, you know when people are like judging you, when people are like trying not to listen to you. And he literally shut me down. And I know he shut me down because he felt like I was about to be an activist and argue again for my rights and whatnot. And I really wasn't. I was trying to tell him that I was having a panic attack and I need to call my mom. So when he didn't listen to me, I was like, I need to call my mom. And I tried to call my mom, and he was like, you can't do that. You can't call your mom. You're being insubordinate. All this other stuff. So I ended up calling my mom, and I was like telling her, I can't even get my words out. And he was like saying, wow. Like, he was being so rude and disrespectful, and he's like, wow, like, wow, you're so like this, that, and the other, like, this is your type, like he was just saying rude stuff, and like rolling his eyes, like, you're a whole teacher and you're rolling your eyes at a 17-year-old, like, this is ridiculous. And yeah, basically it like really escalated from that point, because he was saying that like he needed, for whatever reason, he needed to call my mom. Like, I understand, like, now looking back, because I talked to like the principal and all that other stuff, but anyways, that like I wasn't allowed to have phones, but I wasn't, like, nobody told me, like, I know my rights, like I wasn't allowed to have phones or whatever. So I called my mom, I hung up, like he was just like, put your phone away, all this other stuff, like, boy, my phone's in my hand. So I was basically like, because he was saying a lot of rude things, so I was trying to record the conversation so that like nobody could be like, oh, this, that, and the other. So yeah, that whole time he was like, put your phone away, like you're not allowed to have your phone out. Like, I'm like, sorry, like I'm putting it away, but I was trying to record the conversation, like that's, and I couldn't find the audio thingy button, like I was so mad. But anyways, so yeah, he started like yelling at me, and I'm like, bruh, I know he would not be yelling at me if I was, I know he wouldn't be yelling at me if I was, I know he would not be yelling at me like that. Like, I know he wouldn't. The way how he was yelling at me was just very much like, it was giving me PTSD. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like the whole situation was giving me PTSD. The reason why I got called in the office was, I know for a fact, because that lady just did not like me. And like, I promise you it wouldn't be like that if I just, you know, sat under the radar, didn't have blonde hair, you know, didn't wear like loud colors, heels every day. Like, I know it wouldn't be like that. I know it wouldn't be like that. So yeah, the whole situation was just giving me PTSD. And then what happened? And then I felt myself having a panic attack, so I said, I need to leave, I'm about to have a panic attack, sir. And the first thing he said was, I don't see that on your record. Like, he was just dismissing me, and I was just like, bro, I'm about to have a panic attack, like I need to go, you're not gonna help me. And I had to leave the office and stuff like that. And the only reason why I don't have that, I have like, you know, panic attacks or whatever, I have PTSD induced panic attacks. Like, I used to get them all the time. They, like, you know, they get bad and better in like certain situations, but you know, I haven't had like a real panic attack like that in a very long time. Well, not a very long time, like maybe over 3 or 4 months. But I was having a panic attack. I know what having a panic attack feels like. I know I was about to have one, and you know, even him just saying that like it's not on my record just like really frustrated me, because it was like the tone he said it in, it was very disrespectful, and I knew he would not have said that if I was. So I was like, I walked out the thingy and I asked the lady if I could sit down, and I ended up going to the clinic. So then I was in the clinic, and the lady, I like started having panic. I came in there, I was like, having a panic attack. I was like, like when I have panic attacks, I feel like I can't breathe, I start shaking, I get lightheaded, like I feel like I'm about to like, you know, pass out. There have been times where I have blacked out or passed out or like threw up, so I was trying not to like do any of that because there are other people in there. But yeah, so the lady calmed me down or whatever, and then I'm a student assistant, so I knew the lady across, she's the athletic director, and I went in her classroom. I basically told her everything that happened, and then she called in the assistant principal, well, one of them, and like I told him, and he was just basically like, not that this dismisses anything that the guy did, but the administration office had a very stressful day. So the fact that he told me that made me like know that this man was like high-key taking out his anger on me. That was one. So like, you're a teacher, you shouldn't do that. I'm 17. There's no reason why you should have less emotional intelligence than I do. If you're a dean, you should be in situations where you know how to handle people. I'm not a bad student at all. So it's just like, I know, I get that he doesn't know me, but it was just like, it just felt like if I looked a different way, I wouldn't be in that situation. Like 100%, I promise you I wouldn't be in that situation. And just like, I just get like so frustrated sometimes, because I feel like the way how I look dictates everything in my life, and people don't understand that. And then when I talk about it, it's like, why are you talking about it? But it's like, it's true, like it's true. But like, also I try not to like, I definitely don't use that as an excuse to why I can't get shit done. Like, I use it as like my mental health, but I try not to like use it as an excuse to why I don't get stuff done or why I'm not successful or whatever. But yeah, so it was just like a really tough situation, because I feel like at this school where there are like not as many black people, like we should honestly like be sticking together, and they should be understanding and helpful. And I feel like I was very judged from the beginning, and not listened to. And luckily, like, those other people listened to. But now I'm scared, because I wanted to go to a homecoming, and to go to homecoming at a different school, you have to get your dean to sign. And like, that was just like the situation or whatever. But I don't know, it's just like frustrating, because I feel like I don't have a voice sometimes, or like I feel like people like look at the way how I look, and that dictates how every interaction I go through. And I think that, like, and even the guy, he said, oh, life isn't perfect when I was talking about a warning. And I was just like, well, why should I have to compensate for life not being perfect? Life may not be perfect for everybody else, but why is it just naturally on me to be like, okay, well, life isn't perfect, so, you know, that justifies why I'm going through this? Like, no. I'm gonna get reparations for everything that I've been through, because it is ridiculous that I'm still here, still kicking, still alive, because I really could have killed myself. And considering the things that I've been through because of this, because of something I can't even control. No. Life isn't perfect, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be subjected to living in an unperfect life. My life is going to be perfect because I'll make it perfect, because I have autonomy over my own life. And the more and more I realize that, the more, like, the better, like, you know, the better that I handle situations, the better I get. Like, I don't wish I didn't argue with him, but I feel like it was escalated over no reason. And that's what pisses me off, because I feel like I wouldn't be in that situation if it wasn't for this. If I was this, then I wouldn't be in that situation, I promise you. So that's what, like, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're making it about race and all this other stuff, but I'm not, though. Like, when you live in a life where people dictate every interaction with you, how, based off the way you look, you're going to know when people are doing that. Like, I can tell the difference between when people are, like, simply taking the time to understand where I'm coming from, or just like basing their interactions of, like, with me off of my skin color. I know. That was a situation. This is getting long, so I'm gonna end it. Oh, my bad. That was bad. Bye.